Now this is one of Julie Andrews' favorite things. Hello, Amanda here once more. And today's cute Christmas motif is a little package wrapped in ribbon and with a bow on top. Once more, it's a no-sew pattern, and it just uses very small scraps of yarn. About 3.5 yards to be about precise. All right, let's learn how to crochet this. Our motif uses weight 4 or worsted weight yarn. I'm opting for 3 colors, one for the package, one for the ribbon, and one for the bow. And I'll be using a 5mm crochet hook. Once more, we only need a few yards of yarn, and this is another no-sew pattern. I've decided to make this gift box in red, and this starts off the exact same pattern as all the other motifs. We're going to start by setting up a magic ring, so I will wrap the yarn around my fingers. I'm going to have the tail end pointing towards me, the working end pointing away, and I will take my crochet hook, go under that first strand, over the second strand, and with my hook pointing downward, I'm going to catch that second strand, pull it forward, and then twist up. That gets our magic ring all set up. Now it's time to chain 2. So 1 and 2. At this point, I like to size my magic ring down a good bit just to make it easier to work with. And we're going to work 9 half double crochet into the magic ring. So that's yarn over, insert the hook into the magic ring. So we're going through the loop and over the tail. Then our working end of yarn is going to yarn over, we'll pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. That's our first half double crochet. Let's work a second one. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and we want to work 9 of these total. So this is our third half double crochet, a fourth half double crochet, a fifth half double crochet, so we're over halfway there. This is half double crochet number 6. This is half double crochet number 7. This is half double crochet number 8. And our last one, half double crochet number 9. Now that we worked all 9 half double crochet, we want to slip stitch in the top of the first stitch of the round. A really easy way to find it is to count backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to give us the top of the first half double crochet of the round. We will insert under there, yarn over, and pull through everything on our hook to slip stitch and join the round. I like to pull this slip stitch nice and snug. We'll size my loop on my hook back down, and now we can close up our magic ring. So we'll take the tail end from our magic ring and just pull to cinch it closed. Round 2 starts with a chain stitch, and we're going to put a single crochet into the same spot where we joined the round. So I will insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 to work my single crochet. Then the next stitch is going to get a whole bunch of stitches worked into it. So we'll start by putting a half double crochet into the next stitch of round 1. Then we're going to put a double crochet into that same stitch. So that's yarn over, insert in the same spot, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 for our double crochet. Then we want to chain 1, and then more stitches in the same spot. We're going to work a double crochet, again in that same stitch of round 1. So this is our double crochet here. And then finally we're going to put another half double crochet into the same spot. So this is my half double crochet right here. That's going to create the first corner of the present box. Then in our next stitch of round 1, we're just going to put 1 single crochet. So that's insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to repeat what we did for the first corner in the next stitch to make the second corner. So we're going to start by putting a half double crochet into this stitch, followed by a double crochet worked in the same spot. After that first double crochet, we will chain 1, then put another double crochet into the same spot. So double crochet right here, and then lastly a half double crochet once more in the same space of round 1. That creates our second corner. We're going to make our present just a little bit wider than it is tall, so we're going to put a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches from round 1. So this stitch of round 1 will get a single crochet, and then the following stitch also gets a single crochet. Now we're ready for the next corner, same process. So it's half double crochet, then a double crochet into the same spot, then we chain one, and then another double crochet into the same stitch of round one, followed by another half double crochet into that same stitch from round one. Then the next stitch of round one, we're just going to put a single crochet into there, and that's going to be the right hand side of our box. And then in this ninth stitch of round one, we're going to work our fourth corner. Same process, so it's half double crochet into this stitch, then a double crochet into the same spot, then we chain one, then another double crochet into the same stitch. So this is our double crochet right here. And then last of all, to finish the corner, a half double crochet, again, all worked in to that same stitch. Now we're going to do something a little funky here because we had 2 single crochet between the corners on the bottom. We're out of stitches from round one, but right now we only have that 1 single crochet from the beginning of the round between the 2 corners on the top. So we're going to put a single crochet right into the same spot where we worked the first stitch of the round. So this is our first single crochet right here. I'm going to insert at the base of that stitch and work a single crochet. Just kind of squeezing it on in there. And then once we've worked that single crochet, we're going to find the top of the first single crochet from the round, insert our hook in the top of that stitch, and then yarn over and pull through everything to slip stitch and join the round. Again, I like to pull this nice and snug. If you don't insert that last single crochet in exactly the same spot I did, that's totally okay. Just squeeze an extra single crochet somewhere here at the end of the round. Now we're ready to fasten off, so I will cut my working end of yarn and then pull that tail on through my loop all the way, cinch it down, and that is the box of our present. I want to make the ribbon for my package in this brown, so just pick a secondary color, whatever you want it to be, and we are going to make a slip knot, put that onto our hook, and then we're going to chain 23. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, these are all chains, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Now, we are going to go back to the very beginning of our chain, and we're going to kind of make a loop shape here. The important thing is you don't want your chain to be twisted, so see if I make the loop like this. See how our chain has that twist in it? I want to keep this V pattern to the outside of this loop that I'm making. So see how there's no twist in our chain. And I'm going to look down kind of topward on the chain, so all the V's pointing up, and I'm going to find that very first chain we worked, and I'm going to insert my hook into that chain. And now I'm going to slip stitch and join this into one loop. So yarn over, pull through everything on my hook. I'll cinch that slip stitch down nicely, then fasten off by cutting my working end of yarn, and then pulling that working end of yarn on through to cinch it off. Something I like to do just to kind of make things extra secure here is I like to tie a couple overhand knots with these ends together. You really don't have to. We're going to deal with the ends later on. I just find it kind of keeps them out of the way a little bit. Now for the fun part, which is putting it onto our gift box. And y'all, I always have to concentrate when I do this step, but I will guide you through this. We will make it work together. What we want to do is we start by putting the chain loop around our present box. So we've got the V's pointing forward on the front side of the box we've crocheted. Then I'm kind of positioning the knot here just to make sure it's somewhere on the back side. I don't want this big ugly knot that I made on the front. So keep it positioned on the back side. And don't worry about all these tails. We'll untwist them later on. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a really big twist with this chain and then flip it over. It's easy to show than to say in words. So I'm going to start by taking this loop and I'm going to twist it over 180 degrees. So it's kind of like a figure 8 shape, and then I'm going to go another 45, so that way it's perpendicular with that one. Once we've got it twisted that much and we have that loop, we're going to go over the top of our present box and slide the loop down so it is midway on the present box. So this is the back side we're looking at here. Basically that created a twist, and then if we flip it to the front, we now have them crisscrossing. Now this is where I like to get a little bit extra, and there's some things I do here. First of all, these tails, I don't want them seen from the front, so I'm going to kind of work the slack around to the back. And I also need to work some slack into this horizontal piece so we don't have a squished present box. And then the other thing I like to do is I like the shape of the V's pointing forward. So I'm going to make sure that both of my strands for the ribbon wrapped around the box are twisted so that way the V shape is pointing forward. And this is taking me a moment here, just roll with it. There we go, starting to get that V shape twisted to the front. Another thing worth mentioning, when you do the twist, the way I showed you will put the horizontal piece on front. If you want to get the vertical piece on the front, instead of making your first loop be up and down, make that first loop be left and right. Personally, I don't think it really matters. Now that we have our present box wrapped up in ribbon, I'm going to add a bow on top. I like using all the colors and making it extra festive. So I've cut a long enough piece with my green that I'm going to use for the bow. Don't laugh at my poor bow tying skills here. I'm going to run this strand underneath the ribbon on the gift box, and then I'm going to tie a bow. And you feel free to tie a bow however you like to tie bows. I'm going to make the 2 little loops here, and then with the 2 little loops basically do an overhand knot and cinch it down. And then this is the problem I always have. They start off looking really crazy, and then I do a bunch of fiddling around with them to get the tails on the bottom and the loops on the top. If you have any advice for me or anybody else watching about how to tie a really good bow where the tails just start off at the bottom, okay, actually this one's turning out like the best I've ever done, so I need to not jinx this. But if anybody has any tips for tying a better bow, please let me know. That actually turned out so cute. I'm glad I captured the one good bow I've ever tied on camera. Anyways, you can position the bow wherever you want. I think it looks really cute when it's slid to like the top of the gift box, like so. And I just kind of fiddle around with it until I like the way it looks. And if you want to trim the tails, feel free to. I actually kind of like the longer tails on this one. But now we're done crocheting and assembling the gift box. Let's take care of these pesky tails on the back. Again, this is a no-sew pattern, so I've got a little hack to avoid sewing in the ends, but still get them taken care of. If you've watched the previous videos in this series, you already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna hot glue gun the ends down. So I'll flip my project to the back, and this one has a couple things going on. We've got the tails of the ribbon wrapped around the package, and then the 2 tails from the package itself. Let's start off with these tails from the ribbon. I'm going to cinch those knots up just a little bit more snug before I glue. All I'm going to do is put a dab of hot glue onto that knot. And if you want, you can use scissors, or like me, I'm going to give the glue a second to cool and then use my finger, but that's because I'm using a low temp glue gun. I'm just going to press it down. Again, feel free to use the tip of scissors. Don't burn yourself doing this. I just am familiar enough with hot glue guns that I feel okay taking the risk. Now that that's glued in place, we'll glue down the green tails. So that's a very similar process. Dab of hot glue. Lay the yarn in the dab of glue. You can use a pair of scissors if you want to kind of press it down. And if you get glue on your scissors, they'll pop right off. Last end to deal with. Dab of hot glue. Lay my yarn in the glue dab. Press it firmly into it with the hot glue, or with my scissors rather. Any that's on the scissors I can just easily pop off. Now to trim the tails. We might have some glue strings. Just gather those up real quick, pull them off. Adjust my bow here. And look at that, our little present box motif is all done. And there you have it, you can now add a gift box to your Christmas garland. Of course, feel free to change up the colors as you want so you can create a custom palette. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting!